Good morning, everyone. Kate Bora and Fiona Pearman joining you for this week's Facebook Live on Thursday instead of Wednesday because we had a public holiday here in Australia. And this week we're going to continue our theme. We've been talking about goals in January and talk about the power of accountability. And Fee, we both know from personal experience how powerful and valuable this can be when it comes to achieving your goals.
Yes, Kate, we're so interested in mindset and what it means to, get clear about things, to know what I want. And that's part of the equation. But a big piece is, how do we make that stick? How do we actually stay in when it gets a bit tough? And what do we do to make sure that we remain accountable? And some of this is inner work. Some of it's about understanding what's going on inside. But I think accountability really works for us when we start to involve others, when we get external people, generally people that are, close in, friends and colleagues and that sort of thing. And we share with them what our goals are and where we want to go, because in doing that, we start to create a little bit of tension. We start to say, yes, this is important to me and I want to declare it into the world. And as we do that, other people start to become invested. They start to ask us questions, and we can often stay on track when we might be derailed by some of those things that come up.
Yeah, I think the assumption or belief that once I set a goal, I'm just going to have this inherent motivation every day of the week, 24/7, 7 days a week, to be able to take the action or do the things that I need to in order to achieve those goals. That's a myth, right? There will be days where I would rather choose something else, particularly when whatever I need to do, the action I take feels uncomfortable, or there's a little bit of risk, or it feels a little bit scary. When all of those elements are present, when we're up against those forces, of course, there's going to be moments where I don't know, I'd rather just not do this. I'd rather just either take the safe option here, or even times when actually I just don't feel like it. We're not 100% motivated all the time, every day of the week. So I think being able to leverage ourselves, and for me, that's really what accountability is creating a little bit of leverage in the system for those times when you would rather say no, when you would rather make a different choice, and make it easier for us to either say yes to our goal or no to the distraction or no to the other opportunity that might be present.
Yes, yeah. I think the more that we're prepared to declare, to be open and honest about what's important to us, and this doesn't have to be, we don't have to shout it from the rooftops. It might be just a little post in Facebook. It might be just saying to a few close friends or some colleagues, or when we're doing our programs, we very much encourage people to operate in buddy groups, in little groups where there's an agreement every week. What's my one small thing I'm going to do, and then it starts to, you are leveraged, because we've heard this from clients. They'll say things like, oh, I didn't want to turn up at the next meeting and not have done my small act of confidence. I actually wanted to participate in this fully, and that was just that extra bit of drive, and it kept me in when maybe I would have retreated if something got a bit tough.
Yeah, I think we can talk about self-accountability, and absolutely that's true. I think the challenge with that is the only person we let down is ourselves, and it's invisible. It's if we make a commitment silently to ourselves that we're going to, go to the gym 3 or 4 times a week, it's really easy on that third or fourth time, particularly if it's raining outside, it's early in the morning, and you're like, oh, I didn't sleep so well last night. It's really easy to say, oh, I'm not going to go today. And no one else knows, and that's okay. I think what happens when we've got just some of this external leverage or accountability is it helps us understand our truth a little bit better. And when I say that, what I mean is being really honest with yourself about your capacity, being really honest with yourself about whether this goal is important, is useful, because then it allows us to set up strategies, systems, rituals that will work in terms of us achieving our goals. Saying you're going to go to the gym 4 mornings a week when you're not a morning person, and that being a really difficult choice 4 times every week, that's unhelpful. And so being aware of that, being able to spotlight the roadblocks, And for me, that's part of what accountability is. It helps reveal the things that are getting in the way. And then when we can see those, we're able to implement strategies to navigate around those. Or we're able to say, actually, this goal just isn't really important to me at the moment. And I'm going to make a decision that says, actually, I'm either going to, I'm going to not focus on that anymore. I'm going to change timeframes. I'm going to, look at a different time when this can be a goal for me. So I think for me, it really helps us start to see what's really going on and then make some really good choices from there.
And I love this piece about making sure that I've surrounded myself in a good way with some both people, so some people that I'm accountable to, and some structures and systems, so that both of those things are supporting me and mean that I'm more likely to choose the thing that I've said is important to me. And as you said, I'm then going to be congruent with my actions, but I've got a little bit more tension and a bit more invested in it, and so I'm going to stay in. And we've just seen this time and time again, how powerful it is for people to set up, both of those sides to this, and what it means as they go out and start to test some of these goals and structures they'd like to implement in the world.
Beautiful. Well, that's the end of our theme around setting goals and taking action. We head next week into February, so we'll come back to you with a new theme for our focus in February. If you've enjoyed today's confidence conversation, please share it with your network or someone who would benefit from it. Be sure to like our Facebook page so you're notified when we do go live, and of course, lots of great videos over on that page from our regular weekly Facebook lives on a whole bunch of topics. And of course, if you want to go deeper with your relationship with core confidence, visit coreconfidence.com.au.